Analine Belagalo Nebo, Analine Belagalo Nebo, Anaelo, Malono, na Asamio, Malono, na Asamio, Monge by Casamio, Monge by Casamio, Monge by Casamio. Wangane winganwa, wangane winganwa. Walo kuna mbege lo lewa, walo ya mbege lo lewa. Alo mayanga yele kamoba, alo yele niliba. Abalo nebo abale yema, abalo nebo abale yema, abalo nebo abale yema. Yolinya yolomana, yolinya yolomana, yolinya yolomana. Malo nebo abale yema, malo nebo abale yema.
All right, so welcome our viewers. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Alfonso Zayasot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We say thank you for joining us here. This beautiful Monday evening right here. Setting in for the most liberal on this network. So, meaning Tapata will be contained, and we want to get to real-time conversations. We want to welcome Judges Bia, Alice, May. Thank you so much for joining us here. Marilyn John is marching in the house, and of course, Comfort Milton. Thank you so much, Al. Alan Simmons, Deidre Cadiz. Oh, I hate to call people names if I don't call it the right way. To Dosso, Tony Felix. Thank you so much for joining. Mr. Wilson is in the house. Madam Rubin is here. Thank you so much. Arthur Rickman, thank you so much. Fremont Siafa. Monica, good to have you here. Long, good to have you here. Agnes, Malva, Mr. Kennedy, and of course, my uncles from North Carolina. That's journalist Anakia Gay. Good to have you here. Hope everybody's doing great. As well, namesake Alfonso Aku. You are the guy this evening, all right? Sharing name, it means a lot. Thank you so much, Beat, and of course, Ice Race Grace. I love that. And to all of you, if you are just joining here, and this is your first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. This is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, our online news network, like Republic Radio and Lpr-Tv. We bring you news, information, and entertainment is more or less of what we do here, but we tend to discuss national issues, and hopefully we're going to be joining. The analyst is going to be here, and of course, you yourself will form part of tonight's conversation. We're going to put a number out here and have a conversation here as well. So we say thank you so much for sharing your event with us this morning, this evening, afternoon, depending on your location. We say thank you so much. And let's get the ball rolling right here. Time check is 8:10 Eastern Standard Time, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Welcome to the show. All right, that's the sounds. Those are the rhythm that introduces the program here to when LPR is live. We say good evening to welcome. I'm Alfonso Zayasot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv sitting in here this evening for the liberal progressive, the most liberal on this network, SAMSON Brown Toll. the most liberal with the most tabata conversations. He's so much involved in multitudes of law. They make their political picks, so they always here to protect and defend their own alligator. The only one when the alligator ready to take hold of themselves, because he who rides the back of the alligator eventually enters the belly of the alligator. Good evening, thank you so much. He asked me to sit in and he was telling me, oh, you have to announce it to the audience that you're sitting in. What is that? But I'm a law-abiding person, so I have to do that, because when he comes and he doesn't hear all what I'm saying here, that's going to be the very first thing he's going to raise. Interestingly, to sit in for him does not in any way suggest that he's going to get a free pass to talk whatever he wants to talk and say whatever he wants to say, and that we cannot put him in check. No, that's not who we are on this network here. We intend not to, it's all about Liberia, and we have to be honest, because let me do this here to give you a little bit light to color. We have to be honest to our country. It is good to have a pick. It is good to take a political decision. And we cannot question people their own loyalty to the country, but we can question their ideologies and some of the things that we talk. If it doesn't align with our core value as a country, as a people, and your voices sound so extreme because of political purposes, then of course it is an issue where we can raise those concerns. And that's exactly what we will do, and we will always do here. Walton Carter, good evening, says I was saying he's a pro-GOL guy, but he's a Weashian. He was sedition, now he's a Weashian. So it is a clear indication that the folks of the Weashians, they are not going away soon. So which is very much interesting. Look at this Marshall. I'm not sure what a biker. Yeah, is he President Biker? Is he there now, or he going in, coming out too? This is beautiful building. This is the building time. All of these political dramas unfolding in our country. Everybody wants to take charge. Let me welcome my own mom here, sis. The one who get us to do what we are doing here and running our mouth like a little chihuahua. Sister Rita, good evening. So welcome to the show. It's quite interesting. My sister so much grew into the politics of Liberia now. It is quite interesting. She's a professional person. But it is also good because these politicians determine the directions of our country and things that we do on a daily basis. They are the ones that define our destiny. They determine who we are, where we go, how we are doing, the directions of the country, because they are the decisions and policymakers. And this is why a chunk of the conversations we always have here is we have to talk about them. We have to. But you know, the politics of Liberia is so weird. And interestingly, most of these politicians, they are people who got their educations in the West, but they are the hypocrisy, the dishonesty. It is all about themselves. You never hear them. All of the statements, their actions is all about political correctness. You would never see them taking a definitive position, who they are, what they represent, even if their own party is not doing it the right way. See what happened here recently. Donald Trump, who is now the Republican leader or party standard bearer now, there are some people who, regardless of their long time stay with the Republican Party, but they still strongly feel, some of them strongly feel that they cannot trust this guy. He does not have the judgment. So they put the interest of the country first, not the party, because the party, it is an institution, but if you had the party and your ideologies, your political ideologies are so extreme and they don't see a fit, they are willing to take a political risk, even at the detriment of their own political career. We saw that with Liz Cheney. We saw that with Adam Kessler of Illinois. Now we're seeing a few Republicans, GOP strong folks within the Senate that Mitt Romney and other McCaskies and all of those people, they are not coming forward say, This is our decisions. This is what we're going to do. We will not. That's not going to determine to say I am not a Republican, but this choice of this of the party, the guy who is on top of the TK, he's on faith. He lack the judgment, the temperament to lead this country, and so we are not going to vote for this guy. One night I saw that happening in Liberia. Which Liberian politicians ever stood up to the task and ready to put their political career on the line to say, you know what, I am for this party, but this Kennedy, this person on top of the TK, his political ideology, his principles, his value does not align with the party, does not align with me, and so I am not going to vote. How many of them? They don't. Even in both houses of government, the Senate, the representative, CDC poll, vote CDC way. Unity Party poll, vote Unity Party way. LPP, vote Unity Party way. All compromise. But yes, we want to have a good governance. How possible can that be? If we can even hold up to standard people that we trust, people that we so dearly believe with the strong convictions that they will be the ones to stand up for us, we are unable to bring them into check. Each and every soul protect his or her own alligator. When it comes to your person, we tend to try a lawyer. We will defend, we will protect, we will quote all the constitutional provisions to justify the inclusion for such a nominee to be approved. It is because of our party. But how much these parties have done to our country? Are they institutions that we can boast about? Or are they institutions that is surrounded by an individual? And so when that person fades away, when that person is off the stage, the dream and aspirations of that political party dies down. And that's what we have been seeing consistently from time to time to time. This is why the parties in Liberia, the political parties, some call them political social club, they do not grow because they are unable to resurrect. They are unable to bring young generation. They are unable to prepare people for the long race for the good of the country. They're there. No one can come out. Every now and then we see in this country, nearly every other election, you will hear the Democrats, you will hear the Republicans say the rising star. As an institution to go within the inner part of the party, and they will begin to spot people, potential people who are likable, who have the skills, who are talented. We saw the emergence of Barack Obama, who never thought. But it was a one instant, the National Convention, when he seized that movement, the party as an institution, even though it was not as easy as we all know how it went, but they saw the potential in him and they knew that he was going to be an appealing candidate to the folks, his message. What happens? The major political gladiators were defeated. That's how an institution to rising star does. You have the party, they go for a convention. By the time you go low, the same old person become the standard bearer. You go ask, they say, that's not your business, like the liberal type. Here they say they want the party to grow. Everything done on the cloud of darkness. And they think they are making more great out of democracy. We're going to take a break quickly here. And let's turn to some of our sponsors, those that are helping us to turn the wheel of this industry. I am Alfonso Zia, so stay tuned. I will be right back.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. We are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is the place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store, that deals with African stuff. Anything African things you can get in Uncle Musa's store. I am from Igbo in Nigeria. So, ndị Igbo dum, onye ọbụla wụ onye Igbo, ya bịara na Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. Ọ ebe ọ ga-enweta anything wụ ihe ndị Igbo na-eri.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business, we have a business on grocery store or African food, all West African food from Liberia, mostly Liberian food. And we have a palm oil imported from Liberia, and we have a very good customer service. If a customer buy from Uncle Musa Grocery, you get bonus certain times, and things are very reasonable. We have a good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, West Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit, we have a couple of stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 Woodland Avenue, and another one is a clothing store on 6519 Woodland Avenue. And we have another one on Upper Darby, Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice. Customer service perfect. So that's it. Bye.
Okay, it's inaugurations right here this weekend in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. That's the Bobby District Development Association, by the way. We'll be hosting the inaugural carnival right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island this coming weekend, May 15, 16, 17. By the way, we are hearing delegates are already arriving in the Ocean State to embrace what appears to be a big event right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. The program is expected to take place at Jefferson Street, right Capitol Hill, in the heartbeat of the Ocean State of Rhode Island. President-elect Mr. Arvind Bayid and members of his team will be inducted into office. To add pageantry to this all-important event, LPR has been hired to bring you live images right here from the Ocean State of Rhode Island. So by the way, if you have your event, you have a program, and you think you want to get it out there to the public and give it some good public attention, Vent LPR is the network to talk to and hire to get the job done and have it done professionally. So, folks, if you are within the New England Belt corridor, hey, worry not. This weekend, you already have a spot to go to. We are told everything you think about. Fingerful, like GB, gonna be all there. So don't worry, you don't need to do anything. And just tell the KDA folks, says LPR, the Fonso and so gives you this message. Call, I will be there. And I also want you to be there. All right, so join the people of Bobby District this weekend right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island for community initiative. Let's take this once and I'll be right back.
Hello, listeners. This is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful, inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to rock it out for you.
All right. That's the lover boy of the Liberia Public Radio, Mazola Gizi. Every Sunday from the right here from LPR Dancing for Jesus. We bring you some inspiration of that program as well, not just on the politics. So join Mazola DC every Sunday to right here on the Diaspora Informative News outlet, Liberia Public Radio, where you'll be able to hear some inspirational, touching. The guy, he's so much, his energy is just unbeatable. You can see him dancing, working his head and all of stuff and things like that. So John Mazola GC every Sunday. So we just do not want to do politics here. We talk some inspirational, motivating, some wisdom. We also bring to you these gospel, beautiful gospel songs that will help to lift up your soul. So if you want to be part of that, he comes on every Sunday. I believe at 12 p.m. Eastern, there's a change in time, 12 p.m. to 2 o'clock, exclusive 2 hours, beautiful gospel music. Okay, let's get a ball rolling right here. So hopefully the analysts are going to be joining us here, or even the Liberal Progressive. But if you are out there this evening, sometimes you feel that, and we have said this here from over time immemorial, do not leave this conversation regarding Liberia with us, with any other media outlet for that matter, because you also have a great interject into the national conversations. Do not allow us or the politicians to define your direction. No, you can speak for yourself. You have the ability to argue your own case effectively. We here as a facilitator, the little that we have, we bring it, and you can also fact check those information. So, and we learn from you as well. We want to dialogue with you, to have this sort of conversation, because it's about the country. If it is about my household, well, I would say it's none of your business, but it's about the country. So you really have an opinions view with respect to what is happening in the country. If you think you want to add your voice to this conversation this evening, and you want to come here on a live stream, just get a taste skin like myself, trust me, you can come and we can have this conversation. This call is coming from inside Liberia. Unfortunately, I can just pick it up now. Let me see, folks, please bear with me. Yeah, this is a call. Let me just put this here and see if I'm able to pick up this call. Hello? Yeah. No, number, you want me to call you when I get off air? Uh, uh, on the air. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so please bear with us. It is why it is. That's call. When you see these sort of call coming from inside Liberia, then there's some sort of something involved. Okay, so my apology, but there are some call when they come, you can't just ignore it because sometimes people call and they give information. They want us to know things that is going on and give us some information, but it's not one of those type of call. But the person that call, it's important that I just let them know so they can feel that I ignore their call. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a review of the executive mansion. Man, President Joseph Boykai. President Boykai appoints PREEA board members and officers in charge and board members of Wash Commission. Oh, Executive Mansion, Monrovia. The President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boyka, has named member of the Board of Directors of the National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission and the Rural Renewable Energy Agency and officer in charge. Oh my goodness. Well, people gotta get job, People gotta get job. But the thing is, there are some of these people, if we want to make these sort of accommodations, then why they can't even go out there to some of the other professionals? Yes, sanitation is key, but I'm not a guy who believes in big size government. So I think if we are crying and wanting that we do not have the resources, the money, we cannot even make civil servant demand. I think that there's a need now that government condense and downsize the government and incorporate agency ministry with other, but we kept having this sort of increasing the size of government. And some of those things, well, people will pay. You have the person who is also a minister of lands and mines. You have Mo Ali, and many other people who already have jobs. So then why not? There are other people who flying all over the places, no job. Why not bring them? Or is it they do not have the credentials? What's the situation? I don't know. But this is more or more. Okay, well, the president, he does have his constitutional authority to make these, all of these things are the creation of Helen Johnson Sirleaf. Over 4,000 jobs were untouched by the George Weah government. I don't know whether he knew it or they didn't know or what was the situation, God one knows. Over 4,000 jobs, for 2,000 plus. Yeah, 4,000. 2,000, over 2,000 plus. Between the 2, 3 to 4. Jobs were untouched. Senior high-profile positions, directors, some deputy ministers, assistant ministers, commissioners, they were untouched. Okay, what I remembered a couple of weeks ago, we were privileged to have the chairperson of the Bunagura refugee camp. That is the camp that was established during the heat of the civil crisis in the West African states of Ghana that hosted hundreds and thousands of Liberians, including myself. I was in that camp, and many of you know you tested or you went through Camp Buduzayan, that we used to call it Budumbura camp. Well, the camp is in its dying or end times. The demolition exercise started last week. Today, some of our followers in Ghana sent us some video. The camp is literally down in its end time. Let's watch this video by one of our followers. We tried to reach out to the chairperson this evening, but we could not make it. But we will show you this video that we got here that was sent. The demolition exercise, it continues, and it seems that it's going to be like almost the end time. And we are seeing the statement, the release, I believe, appear to be a press release. I've been seeing that. Here, I'm going to peruse the executive mansion, but they also sent a, okay, this release was actually March 4th. when the government tried to intercede to have a conversation with their counterpart with respect to the security of Liberians and how they must be treated. However, during our last conversation here, the chairperson of the CAM, Mr. Guyant, did acknowledge that the ambassador, Liberian ambassador near the capital of Accra, visited the CAM, but they have not heard any official comments or position statements from Lpr-Tv, another autonomous agency of government in Liberia, responsible for the repatriations of refugees. But fair to mention, that camp came to a closure since 2007, and UNHCR downsized and got the their staff completely, and it was left with the Ghanaian Refugee Commission to conduct the affair. And that camp is not the property of the Ghanaian government, but rather is a community. So it has been a really, really tough time there, and that they initiated an integration process where they can force you to return to Liberia. If you feel that Liberia, for whatever reasons that you cannot go because of XY reasons known to yourself, and you want a second country of asylum, then of course you'd have to do that, channel those grievances or asylum, seek that asylum with the United Nations. You in the CR, they am responsible for refugee, and it is within their purview to determine based on your case that you present as to whether you will qualify to get a second country of asylum, or they went through the integration process. The Ghanaian, on the other hand, been arguing that Liberian been going in and out, they were integrated and they returned. And even the camp itself, or what the Ghanaians, according to what the Ghanaians are saying on some of the news and images that we watch, that it has already turned to some sort of a criminal era or empire, not just only Liberians, Nigerians, Sierra Leoneans, Togolese, Ivorians, and people of all different nationality are now on the camp. Now, time conversation runs out, and the camp is literally down. Let's watch this video that they sent us this evening. We try to see whether we can get a word from authorities in Ghana, so that is the Liberian embassy, but to no avail. We have not seen any official statement on this latest development, even though the government of Liberia initiated a conversations with the Ghanaian authority, their counterpart, but we yet to know what has happened. Let's watch this video and we'll have a conversation. Okay, those are the latest images we received late this evening from Camp Bujumbura, Budazayan. Most of you translated through that refugee camp because the Ivory Coast, the Ghana, the Guinea, Sierra Leone. That was one of my last stopping point from Camp Waterloo, Ivory Coast. I would say, yeah, and then who knows? It not being the girlfriend and then a sister, probably we could possibly to be part of what is happening there. And you know, sometimes it's difficult if you do not, if you never experience and you never find yourself in such a situation. To get out of refugee camp is a little hell on earth, especially when you see people travels different parts of the world, different programs, especially where the family reunion, and there are other who don't have anybody at all, but they are still keeping that faith, still hanging in there, like some sort of miracle will take place. I know it will sound a little bit ridiculous, like the liberal here. So maybe I can be ridiculous because since that his programs, ridiculousness is part of his DNA when it comes to these sort of national conversation. It's hard sometimes even though it is your home. And when you tell them to return, the question becomes, how am I going home? Even though you left the country on an extreme situation, you didn't come with anything, but they managed to sort of adjust to life, and they see that place now is like their home. So it is not as easy to say, they look for, hey, what are they doing there? Even see, imagine those that are even at home. It's also still on hand out to us. Many of you in the diaspora, even though people still are at home. However, it's better to be home. But just put yourself in the shoe of these people. This is not a justification of their state, it's true, I mean. And this is where I don't know what much was done. And I think people should have taken this sort of decision a long time, especially when the UNHCR, the United Nations, that is responsible to provide, to care for refugees, wants to leave that area and pouring out and say it's integration time. It means you literally on your own. Whatever little they give, you have to you have to find a way. And that is not happening. And we, like rental, fair to mention, we also have problem. People went there, some people were repatriated. People were given money for integration. So the smarter ones are like the lady that sent this video. They would say, well, we benefited. They give us little thing. I think each family had 400 or whatever. It might not be enough to say, but that was giving. So now it is time for you to make a choice, to find that preference. Should I stay or should I go? Or if I want to stay, should I find myself in the community? Other people took their decision. And other people said no. Other people took the money, they went, and they came right back because, in fact, the other day I was listening to one of the interviews, this other fellow, he's a Nigerian. So the count is more or less now is a combination of people from all over, be it West, East, or whatever, Africa. They are all there doing all sort of things. And the community say the 1 year area, the government does not have any control, so they cannot exercise any form of eminent domain to say, oh no, this is a place, because the government says it knows that they have been fighting it. And remember, elections is also a hand, so more or less it become a political issue as well. Especially when the locals that say they do not want you, it's difficult. The government cannot force them. So Kiambudu Buranto were told churches, schools, because those are some of the last places that were standing, people were seeking shelter. Most of those people you see that they are Liberian, seeking shelter. Now those places down to the ground. What becomes of them? I want a GOL or the government sending people, sending buses to get them. I think this is time for the real rescue missions. These are the people that needs to be rescued now. The real to rescue. Sometimes the code name, sometimes things that you use, what it was a metaphor, but it come into reality now. I think this is where, and I hope the labor will come, this is where the rescue need, these are the people that need a real rescue now. They said they don't have a place to go. I don't believe that. They have a place to go to. No, you don't have to go to Monrovia. I know some people from Grand Gidea, from Maryland, from Nima. Yet, Monrovia cannot host everybody. So just find somewhere that you know, the lawmakers. These are the people around the COVID overnight, they ration $30-some more thousand among themselves. Now that they don't see these things yet, this is the time for emergency section to take place and say, hey, the government needs to do something ASAP. And we have what they call disaster management team. This is the time to manage. But they don't care. The lawmaker, they will say, well, the people should have come whoever sent. We told them they didn't come. This country didn't behave like that. Even though they have some countries where they will say that these places are no-fly zone, but they will go there, they will go on cruise, they will go on vacation. If for any reason something ugly happens, the government would never turn her back from her citizens. They will do everything, and that's what makes this country one of the greatest of all. I hope people that are close to authority, that they will understand, they will know what is going on, and eventually they will intervene. I'm going to put this number out here. We're going to keep this mic here open, and hopefully you can call in. But I think it is time for the light jacket, the rescue SAMSON tool. You need to start putting on that rescue vest to go and to rescue people now, because it is time to rescue people. The real rescue time has come. So let me just put this number here, and we can have a conversation to what you make of what is happening inside Ghana, inside Liberia, or whatever it is. Let me take a quick commercial break, and I will be right back, and we can have a conversation what you make and what you think of what is happening in your country, even if you wish to select your own conversations. Let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is the place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store, that deals with African stuff. Anything African things you can get in Uncle Musa's store. I am from Igbo in Nigeria. So, ndị Igbo dum, onye ọbụla wụ onye Igbo, ya bịara na Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. Ọ ebe ọ ga-enweta anything wụ ihe ndị Igbo na-eri.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business, we have a business on grocery store or African food, all West African food from Liberia, mostly Liberian food. And we have a palm oil imported from Liberia, and we have a very good customer service. If a customer buy from Uncle Musa Grocery, you get bonus certain times, and things are very reasonable. We have a good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, West Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit, we have a couple of stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 Woodland Avenue, and another one is a clothing store on 6519 Woodland Avenue. And we have another one on Upper Darby, Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice. Customer service perfect. So that's it.
Okay, that's Uncle Musa, who have been in business before for quite a long time. Yeah, what Eliza is saying. Yeah, that's my store. Okay, so Uncle Musa, you want Portosai, you go there, you're going to get it. Anything you want, you can get it from Uncle Musa's store. So the number is out there, 682-433-8802 to participate. Let's activate this number here as soon as possible, and we can have this conversation. In the meanwhile, while waiting for your calls, your contributions, your input into this program, the Director General Designate of the Liberian to the State Broadcasting Corporation, Eugene Lamin Fagond, today was privileged to appear before the Senate for confirmation hearing. Let's listen to some of the soundbite during the confirmation, and we'll discuss some of the issues. Let's roll this tape.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good afternoon, Mr. Nominee. For me, I want to appreciate the government through President Walker for nominating you to this position. I know you have been with broadcast.
You see, let me get this here. That's Sarah Momosaras, Lpr-Tv from New Jersey. It's good to have you here. Thank you for sharing your event with us. That's the sitting senator who is charged with the responsibility to let you and I to know what this nominee brings to the table. The first thing that came out of him, everybody is all about their party, telling the president thank you for nominating him. He puts aside the work for which he was elected. And when you're telling the president thank you for nominating him as a person, so what is the question now you're going to ask him? So what do you anticipate we're going to be hearing from the nominee with respect to what he brings to the table and as to how he's going to run the State Broadcasting Corporation? He said, for me. So he left all the people that elected him. He left the entire LOFA out, not to mention the Republic of Liberia. For me. So once it's okay with him, it's okay with everybody. Let's listen.
So I wish you well, your endeavors, and make the LPS good for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Moore of Lofa County. No. You're the only president. Senator Jim Smith of Lower County.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are no stranger, as I said, when we're talking about government, public relations. But this one is somehow a mixture. You are not, quote unquote, in government public relations. You're coming to manage the state broadcaster. And from your presentation, you showed the people of Liberia that you will go slightly outside of the established norms in Liberia that when you are managing your BC or the Minister of Information, you should only be praising of the government. And your presentation said that ELBC will be for all Liberians. This particular assurance was a conversation you had with President Joseph Walker as a policy statement of his government. Let me interact.
Thank you. Not only was it a conversation I had with him, Honorable Senator, that's the way it should be. And the president shared his vision with me, and I concur with his vision. And I think LBS is a state-owned media entity, and the Constitution is very specific as to Liberians having full access to the state-run media entity. And I think that's the way it should be.
It should be. The show is different from the reality.
Yes, sir, I acknowledge that. That was what it has presented itself to be in the past, not even the last 6 years, but over the years before. But as a nation, as we grow stronger, we get to understand our rights and get to appreciate the Constitution. It's only fair that we live by the law. It's a state-run media institution, therefore it belongs to all Liberians, regardless of party, religion, status, gender, etc.
Now, how it should be is a good way. For 10 years, from the administration of President Saleh to the administration of President Weah, there has been a draft law then gathering dust on the shelves to transform the ELBC legislative, not good way, to transform it to a state broadcaster. Where do you stand on the issue? Will you resurrect that particular draft bill and bring it to the legislature?
Honorable Senator, I believe that is the right thing to do. I will work in collaboration with all the others to make it happen. But the truth of the matter is, the law says in Article 15 that no Liberian citizen should be denied access to the state-run media. So the law will only strengthen what the Constitution has already provided. And so LBS, a state-run media entity, will be for all Liberians. And the law that is crafted and the bill that is about to be submitted, I'm told, will be fully supported by me, simply because it will only go a long way to strengthen the already existing law constitutionally.
Eugene Lamin Fado.
Yes, sir.
That is well known.
Yes, sir.
You will be caught up between the rock and the hard place. Managing the state broadcasters, dealing with independent journalism, and being an advocate or activist. Please explain your role in the 3 areas as you intend to sail the Workers' Administration Information Act. Thank you very much.
Well, Honorable Senator, I cannot explain my role or the role assigned to me by the act that created the LBS. And that role is to formulate and implement policies of the Liberian Broadcasting System in collaboration with my deputies. That is the role assigned to me by the act that created the Liberian Broadcasting System. And I will not perform outside of that role other than the role assigned to me as a term of reference by the act that created the system.
Thank you, but distinguished colleagues from the Western Council would have move on to Senator Edwin Davidson of Bombing County, followed by Senator Nathan McGill of McGee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dominic, how are you on drugs?
No, sir.
Have you taken a drugs test?
No, sir, but I'm prepared to take one. I'm prepared to take one now. Right now, I'll take one.
Are you sure you're not on drugs?
Right now, I'll take a drug test. I'm not on drugs, sir.
Have you taken drugs before?
No.
The president said drugs will be public enemy number 1. The president who has nominated you has taken his drug test to the vice president. What happened? Did they really refuse to take your drug test?
Honorable Senator, I have not refused to take my drug test. As I said, and I say again, even right now, if it's available, I'm ready to take it.
Why now? Why are you disrespecting the president?
I'm only a nominee.
Have you done your asset declaration?
I'm only a nominee. I have not done that, sir.
So the president declared his asset, you refuse to do yours. The president took drug tests, you refuse to take drug tests.
I haven't refused to take drug tests. I haven't refused to declare my asset. The law requires, as an official of government, for me to declare my asset. And when I become an official of government, if confirmed by you, sir, I will declare my asset.
Do you deserve my vote?
Yes, sir.
Give me 2 reasons why I should vote for you.
The first reason is I'm qualified. The second reason, I'm a son of Bomi, and you are my representative.
Absolutely. So, okay, I'm looking at your education qualification. I see you have academic qualification. I see you have 2A degree. Then I see University Library off, on, off. What do you mean of on, off?
Honorable Senator, I don't only have 2A degree. It should have been 4 actually, but I have 3.
That's how I'm reading.
I brought them with me. It's on my credentials there. You see 3. One is in general education. One is in social work. One is in political science. I also brought my bachelor's degree, my honor society certificate, and those documents are accompanied by transcript sealed by the various institutions. So if you request them, sir, I'll present them.
You want to show me where you have Oliver Sam on the document you got?
Yeah. The bachelor's is right here.
No. What you give us, I see general education, I see social work, then University Library on, off. I don't want to be there on off.
No. When I attended the university, it came up to during the war. You and I went to school together, honorable senator. So when we were at the university, the war struck us. So on and off, and then we fled.
No, I didn't play that brother. No.
No, I'm saying when I
went to see W's together, we didn't know that.
Yeah. So
are you confused?
No, definitely not.
Do you have any regret why you were dismissed by President Williams?
Partially, I'll say yes, because I thought I was serving my people and I was doing the right thing and I told the truth. So he fired me. Yes, I do have regrets that I did not have the opportunity to serve the Liberian people to the full potential that I have. And so I regret that part. But having been dismissed, I moved on.
What will you do differently in this new post?
In this new post, what I think I will do differently is I will not be defending the government, but as such as my term of reference entails, I will be formulating and implementing policies and programs for the Liberian broadcasting system. So the role will be different, and I'll do it differently.
Do you believe in your previous post you blindly defended the government and sometimes overdid it, or both blindly and overdid it?
Honorable Senator, the opinions expressed more often by Liberians are opinions, and they are entitled to it. And sometimes they will say I blindly, sometimes they will say I overly. But then, what do you say to the people who support me, or what do you say to citizens that are also Liberians? What would you say to independents? They will say you did us a heck of a job. So again, it's the kind of thing that you're between the rock and the hard place. You can't please everyone. You do the best, and you do it to the best of your ability.
Are you a better Eugene Fagon or the same Eugene Fagon?
Well, my name says I'm Eugene Fagon. I've always stood for the truth. I don't think I'm a better Eugene Fagon. I just think that as you get older, you get mature, you grow, you move from.
So in other words, you're more mature.
Every human being is given growth.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you have my vote.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
What is good about
Let's listen to Fagonga Tuna Mande.
Very active, you love Liberia. Maybe someone was a rhetorical question, but in actuality, it's a very serious question. And people may also raise the issue. You are propagandist, and for your own presentation, EFD should be neutral. EFD should belong to all Nigeria. The issue of EFD has always been that those who control EFD will always take a biased position. To the extent that people from other political institutions, political belief, will be denied the right to view their opinion on EFD. I want to ask you, are you very well committed to these principles as you are ascribed in your presentation that EFD will belong to all Nigeria? And you'll not be in a propaganda war to say, oh, fighting the promoted government, I want to make sure the government survive. As soon as somebody speaks, you go after the idea of you do your fight and treasure.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. Like I said, it's like a game of football. When you are a defender, you play number 5. When you are a striker, you must score. And I'm sure the Honorable Senator Jonathan Botha so is aware. When I worked in the government, yes, I was a victim. And as Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, I played a role. In this new field, I have a role to play, and that is to formulate programs and policies for the system to work in the interest of the people. and fully backed by Article 15. So yes, LBS will be for all Liberians. And if anybody knows anything about being victimized, in 2017, when you served as chairman, we went to the state-owned broadcasting system to have our program aired, and we were denied. Under my leadership, if confirmed, that will not happen. Article 15 will be my reliance, and the instruction given to me by His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai to make LBS a public-run radio and television broadcast system. That reality will be fully felt by the people of this country.
Thank you for the chair. I don't want to wish you all the best. I know you're good, but I know you're passionate for this country. You work with me day and night. Make sure that I'm good. Everybody ain't gonna be voting in this state. So I don't want to wish you all the best, my brother. Go ahead and do what is right. Be watching you. I know you love propaganda, but I'll be watching you. Yes, sir. Thank you for the chairman.
Okay, that is the Director General Designate of the State Broadcasting Corporation, Eugene Lamaine Fagon. That was a good interaction. I saw what's happened between he and Snow. You know, I know down the line during the CDC-led government, what happens that let him go in behind bars, and he was even suspended and all of that. That's friction has been there. But there's a new laws on the book, and that's exactly what they were holding him. And Senator G. Vaughn from Riverside started opens the womb. The State Broadcasting Corporation, ERBC, should be, and I'm saying should too because it has not happened in the past, and we do not know whether it will happen because as a state broadcasting corporation, you do not. It's almost to equip it here. It might sound a little bit ridiculous, but remember, if I do it ridiculously here, the owner of Fight Tonight, the liberal progressive, he always ridiculous. So I will have to use some of his soundbite here. It's like a national public radio. It's not government provides subsidies. It's been supported by the public, and so you can't say because Democrats in office, so Republicans cannot air their views. Republicans cannot speak out. It's an outlet that accommodates all views. And that's the new laws on the book now that calls for the state broadcasting corporations. You can't say because you are a ruling government, a ruling establishment, so you cannot allow the voices of the opposition. I'm not talking about those sort of tapata, insult, this and that, but they are great political argument which they found themselves different with state government policies, real tangible conversation. You can say, and this is why they were holding up to it. And they know that he's a close friend to Maggie, of course. I see that like a little bit stage episode there with Snort, of course, they came from the same era. And Eugene pointed out there, vote for me because you're from my county. But we know how to beat out, how a little bit to became rough with he adding to Melvin Snow and that of Eugene Fagon, for which we saw what happens when he was serving as the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs during the CDC-led government. But I think he Snow were asking authentic and real questions as well as Jevon Smith. Except Saros, Senator Saros, Momo Saros, yeah, Momo Saros. This guy is going to preside over institutions that should give voices to all. He didn't ask him questions. Instead, he was thanking the president for nominating Eugene Fagon. So it means he silenced the arguments or some of the apprehensions the people that he represented. Question he's supposed to ask. This is where our leaders sometimes they kind of miss the mark. there are certain situations when you find yourself in those situations, you place yourself in that position as a direct representation of your people. Even if he's a friend and you want to confirm me, you do not need to show it. And that's exactly what he did. You are charged at that position, you are charged with the responsibility to ensure, even if he was your friend, for God's sake, maybe you guys who are planning, you know what, I'll do some crazy thing out there, don't mind it. We have to present this to the public. We know these things happen. They create these sort of things behind the scene, and it's surface on stage. And people who don't know it will say, oh, okay, see that he was tough. No, those conversations are held behind the scene. But he didn't do that. He didn't even take into consideration that he is a sitting senator and people will be listening to him as someone who is going to manage and preside over the state corporation, an information house that Liberians, not just only Liberia, but other people outside of Liberia will rely on to disseminate, to get information out there. And people of diverse backgrounds who have strong political difference with the government could potentially go there to also speak. He didn't even ask a single question. Instead, he praised, he cheered, and celebrated the president for nominating Eugene Fagon. I see that as a complete disservice to the people that you represent. At that point, it's not about friendship, it's not about party. And it comes back to the point I was saying. How many of our lawmakers are willing to take a political risk, even if he was a partisan? There's a way you can do it so that the ordinary Liberian can feel that, oh, wait a minute, is this not my government? Why should he even ask this question? But G. Von Smith, even Mervyn Snout, and even Senator McGee, who is a close buddy, and he said, but he told him it, you are propagandist, and exactly that who he is. And that's what G. Von Smith was stressing on. Let me put this number here, and we can discuss that as well, and many other things. Is that why you care into the state corporation? When ANC go there tomorrow, will you deny them? When CDC wants airtime, will you create a scenario? Will you create a hurdles where it's not actually denying them, but you create a scenario where they would not be able to have the opportunity? Because, oh, there's no airtime here, or this is a price for this meaning to that. You create some sort of obstacles. Would that happen? Will you be almost like a defense or spokesperson for the government? Because he did that, and that's why they call him out. That's a different thing. And that position is a high-profile position. It's a cabinet position. He will be allowed. He will attend cabinet ministers' meetings. So when the president called for cabinet meeting, as a director general of the State Broadcasting Corporation, he will attend. Alhaji G.V. Kroman, Moses Washington, and many other veterans, they all held this position. Hopefully, the new laws on the book that calls for it as a state broadcasting corporation not to deny opposition or any ordinary Liberian who wants to speak out or whether for or against or have different political views about the government. It should not be denied. And we hope that should not happen. Because Snow was asking, why should do you deserve my vote? Are you a new Eugene Fagon? Are you Menchona? Those were deliberate questions because we have leaders who lack the temperament. You know, that they act today as if there will be no day. They are so drowned into these parties that they support and even to their leaders, forgetting to realize that they have a piece of job to do. even when he was at the Ministry of Information. Moses Washington never spoke like that. We all know when you speak for the government. So your top things that comes out of your mouth must be seasoned. It's not just only the consumer, it's not just only your government or people that cheer you out, but you are speaking to the outside world as well. So it comes with physical discipline, responsibility, and tolerance. You don't just jump and go talk. And that's what we're trying to call you out. Do not take facts versus fiction to the State Broadcasting Corporation. That's not where it belongs. If you start them, maybe you need to go to UP party headquarters to be someone who could, right? And that's where the problem came from CDC, because he was misplaced. I think Eugene Fagon would be more effective if CDC government have taken him to party headquarters to be one of the deputy for operation, because then that's the place where he's going to do the real, he's going to throw all of the soundbite, the red meat and everything, the kitchen sink, everything going to come out. And he could have been more effective. But instead, the government tool, for whatever, I don't know how that came, he started with this divisive Concord, American, Liberian, this, that, cartel, and all. He appeared on this network. We all were in camp, refugee camp. There's a specific name in between us. He knows that, but he's good at that. And I thought that's where CDC perhaps was taking him, because in order to make the foundations of the party solid, because it's all there, it's all about propaganda to strengthen the ruling party. Instead, he was misplaced. He was sent to the Ministry of Information. So we saw the damage that was done. Now, when the president let him go, he turned like a wild geese and came back heavily at them. That's what happens if there's a misplacement and you just throw people because you try to give them political reward because of their alignment association with you. But I'm glad some of these questions were asked. We need to have this sort of open society. The time of sanctioning voices and, oh, this person, everybody can be part of the same party, period. You have to have other people for different views and opinion about the future of the country, how their government runs, their dissatisfaction, satisfaction, and what some of those apprehensions they have about the country with the conduct. And while you're asking him whether he have done a drug test, what is the outcome of the test? I don't know who all have done that. What was the rationale of that event? What were they really trying to prove? I still find it difficult to wrap my head around that. So what has happened to those who took the test? What has happened to those who failed the test? Are they still in government? And if they are in government, what sort of help is being provided? And so people just bring in all kinds of things without no any strategic plan to how this thing going to be going. So when somebody is tested positive, would they not be in government? And even if they are not being in government, what plan do you have? How do you intend to help them? He's here. I have 20 minutes to go. It's better late than ever. But I'm in charge in as much it is to show I have the authority. If I say I want to bring him on, I bring him on. If I say I don't want to bring him on, he stay back there, he on his own. But I'm not like him. We don't leave voices behind. Let me bring in the liberal progressive of the liberal public radio. A strong fanatic support of Joseph Newman Boycott. You not do your own drug test?
I'm not looking for a job. Why would I want to do drug tests?
Oh, the people are doing the test, they're looking for a job?
I got terramycin all in my system. Why would I want to do drug tests?
Why you can do drug tests?
Because I got terramycin and malaria medicine all in my system. I don't want to do drug tests.
So what becomes of the test business now? How far are you gone now?
Mr. So, thanks for having me. I really don't understand exactly what the line these people were pushing. You got some serious
You
points here.
never asked that question. You didn't understand. You never asked that question because you get a side. And this is why when I say here, only 2% on the network are independently minded. You didn't understand. You never talk about it. And you want to act like an innocent child who doesn't know what was happening. Instead, here you were dancing. You were cheering them up. Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? How many people feel that test? And what is the help being to render? Or is it just meant to stigmatize these people and make society to reject them? What were they doing? What was the essence of that? Where they got these people from? Who were those people that were even administering the test? Where do they come from? They are saying old people. Just go show hand. Oh, I don't do my drug test. Please go ahead,
Mr. So. Like I said, thank you for having us on. We appreciate it. The drug test issue, I'm not too sure why they even doing that. But then again, this is the Liberia, Republic of Liberia. The people who are in charge decided to do the drug test. So however we turn out, they believe that that is going to help aim forward their agenda. If the drug test going to forward their agenda, extend it to settle it, that's fine with me.
You are struggling to find answers to my question this evening,
Mr. So. Okay, I agree. I'm struggling.
You're struggling this evening. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, because sometimes it's difficult to defend. Sometimes it's very difficult, not even defending, but to make these kinds of comment. How drug tests in this country, I don't believe every federal employee are allowed or can go for drug tests. I think drug tests have to do with specific career or specific jobs. I'm an engineer, and on the job, I've been working there now for almost 30 years. Nobody have asked me to do drug tests, and my job, my design involve safety. But people know that you know. So I don't know. I don't know what Liberia is going with that.
For even is at some other companies, they have their own regulation, but it's like a precondition for you being hired. You hire and they say you're gonna do it. You have it. But the people that they're not working. They're working the TPO. They're not TPO. They can't do drug tests. Okay, if I'm tested positive, what next? That's the key question.
So let me give you an example here. So here in the state of California, working for the state. So we have a young man, and the father of this young man and I, including the young man myself, we all used to play football together. Very good from Colombia, very good football player. So he got caught at one time walking on the job while he was working. He walked from the bar lunchtime, and he got pulled over by the police. And they find out that he, had some alcohol in his system, and he was fired. However, the union rule state that if you have a substance abuse issue, it is the duty of the state to treat you. And the young man applied for that treatment, and they rehired him. After the state finished submitting him for treatment, he got cured. According to him, he was rehired and got paid by pay. So some Liberian government need to suffer certain consequences, and then that will make them to know you don't just throw people freedom away because the person want a job, that you're going to now come out and say, "What's your drug test?" What position you have to ask me for drug tests? Unless my job that I'm trying to go for, unless it states clearly states in the application that the applicant must do a drug test, then I can see. But you, Senator, you're gonna ask me for drug test? You think I'm staying with you? Who are you to ask me? You policeman to ask me for my drug test? I beg you, man. So they people they know, Babu know what I call it. Raku know what to, you know what.
Wow. Coulter, please call back. I don't know why the line it just cut off for some reason.
We don't want to talk to CDC people here tonight. We're talking serious government issue. We don't want no CDC to come muddy the water here tonight. We're talking real grown-up government, people who have the responsibility and people who are governing the way they don't bring CDC people on here tonight, man.
What's the problem?
Because I don't want to talk to sedition. We're talking about serious. We're talking about government that is responsible.
Okay, something to calm down. Yeah, Coulter, let's hear from you. LPR senior analyst is on the line from the Garden City. Let's hear from you. You see, your friend, the man, he said you are sedition, and so I shouldn't pick up your call. Something told.
Hello, Mr. Tour, and hi to the people of Liberia.
Good evening.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I heard you asking Mr. Tour concerning what is his say about those that took drug tests, or what was the significance of the drug test. There is no law right now to say that you have to do a drug test before you get a job. That was just a way of identifying and trying to encourage those that were involved in drug taking that they are in support of the stopping of drug. And the drug was destroying our children and people of Liberia. And that was just a way of showing that indeed we are in solidarity with the drug issue that is affecting our people. Isn't any law to say if you don't take drug test, you can be employed? There hasn't been any law that I know of that. So if you ask me, that was the only reason why he decided the president and the vice president decided to take the drug test. That's to show that they are indeed in solidarity with the drug, issue in Liberia. So that's why I really called to, explain about that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, the liberal.
Yes.
Here you have it. But on the serious note, you want to comment to what she said?
No, that's okay. I think that makes sense because it's coming from someone who believes in the leadership of Bakai, so it makes sense.
Okay. Oh, it comes from. She was so biased. You don't even do it night. Your own people are looking at you broad daylight like this. Yeah, something I don't know. I tire. You look like you're another high old mental. Okay, Lion tell Lion Yakun is on the line. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. Greetings to you guys and the voices. Yeah, you are a liberal. But however, the drug test business, a lot of people pretending they are guilty of that. There are a lot of smoke going around Waka and his family, his son, to the Riyadh area there. Allegedly, they've been bringing drugs in the country, selling drugs, taking drugs.
It's actually the kind of conversation I'm going to have tonight, Mr. So.
Because he knows that people been skeptical about his family, some of the family members, drugs. We know that the drugs become was ever alone. All these things. So that money which he pretended to the nation taking drug tests, whether that was done, in the proper manner, and that was wrong. I want to believe that it was some sort of a will, of showing up that so much against it or fighting against it. No, but you know, but we know drugs been coming in Liberia, and people have been associating with it, and they're linking them closer to his connection. You know, but one thing I was trying to speak on yesterday on the show, I was trying to advise the Liberians that this time around, related to the war crimes court situation, you know, we need to be united as Liberians this time around. The war crimes, this court and crime and financial, you know, crimes, more especially the war crimes, why the people delay it and become related. And we don't say we don't want to lead it, but we Liberians need to be united. We need a reparation. We don't need.
Yeah, hurry up now. Yeah, other folks on the line.
We don't need that. If the international community will insist for us to punish people severely, which means it will provoke security. And we don't want to create a situation in the country that foreign troops they come in our land, in ECOMO, UN, we don't know their ulterior motives. To the King George era, as a land where the people money, in whole vehicle can walk in, travel on the earth. You can be fighting war, you and brothers fighting, those things happen in Liberia.
Okay, thank
While
you.
you're fighting, other people be money, our resources, linking to other part of, you know, whatsoever place.
Thank you so much. Let me go to the next person. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. The line is firing up here this evening. So let's hear from our people. Let's go to, is it Ketra?
No, this is Saturday.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry. You know, once I see the 2-3, I think I need to put mic. Okay, sorry. Good evening. So let's hear from you, even though today is Monday.
Good evening to you and your brother, to Alfonso, Sion too, and the SAMSON too. When you started out then listening, I heard you talking about the confirmation of Eugene Fagon and caution being drawn for him by 3 senators. But the whole scenario there is that those senators have to do their job. Fagon has to do his own part by answering to them. I just pray that everything works out for the best.
Right.
Because why am I seeing this is that Liberia is in a situation that we have to be very strong in prayer for Liberia to be liberated. We need Liberia to be on the red path because things are not good for our people. So whoever that president has nominated to go for confirmation hearing, we pray that it goes through. And question being drawn for him as a candidate that being appointed by the president. You know, the senator will not go easy on him. But I think he did the best that he could do. Right. And Edwin Snow did his that he could have done. So it is what it is. We just hope that he managed what he's supposed to manage right there, because I heard you saying that the guy is being misplaced. And I think that
no, I was making specific reference into his last appointment. I feel, and that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think he was being more effective at the party headquarters than where they're saying him, or maybe somewhere, you know, but not at the ministry. But go ahead and make your point, brother.
Yes, sir. You know, people go to school in this country or wherever you went to school. your qualification is just from that perspective of class, but your lesson in let's say into this whole world is different experience. And the major thing in education is the fundamental. Once you have the fundamental, you can specialize in areas that you want to specialize. And I don't want you to forget about that as an educator. So we shouldn't be, criticizing people that have the opportunity to serve. And one of the things too that I wanted to, I called the last time, but I ran all the time, is that terrorists on your let's say on your show and yourself, is that we need Spoon.
So
Spoon Network, which is the leader, which is SAMSON Waterspoon, is to bring Liberia up, because Liberia needs to be liberated, as I said previously. And if you have somebody that can be pointing on all the evil deeds, these people you need not to do away with them, because these people will put the people who are in power, bring them up, hold their feet to fire. So Spoon Network is doing the best, but we shouldn't be able to criticize him or to say he's dictating to government or why the government does or why the government don't do. The thing here is that holding the government feet to fire, that is important, because Liberia, we've been down so long. We need to come up. Liberia being independent 1847. Look at Liberia, man. Brother, if you go Liberia, if you went Liberia, look how Liberia look like. Are we happy? So we have, if somebody can be able to speak to these people, the evil doer, it is good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, but just before you go, we never at any point here said that Spoon should never exist. We were speaking to
I'm not saying you say that.
Oh.
I'm saying that let's say I was listening to Terry. He said Spoon tried to dictate to Joseph Boakai government because he was talking on money, let's say money cartel issue and stuff. So I believe that SAMSON was doing that to bring money to bring it to attention that hey, every now and then.
So let me ask you a question here. We on this network here, we try to discuss it all and give everybody the fair share. The next caller I'm going to come to you. Is everything that is being discussed on Spoon, is it true? Or even on LPR, everything that we talk, everything that we say, is it true? Is it not a fair deal if there was something that any other network can even critique our network and we can critique them with feud, whatever that was discussed or things that is said? Does that mean is it a fair game?
It's a fair game. It is a fair game, but equally so, your people who listen, people who listen to you, your people who tap into your show have to give some feedback. Why they think about that? But that's
fine.
Right to their own opinion.
Okay.
To say whatever needs to be said.
Right.
But I said, brother, and I admire your show. And
you are the man. You are the man, Saturday. You are the man.
Yeah. That's why I try to make these recommendations.
Okay. Here is the thing here. I don't think any library we should have any issue. We should just be honest, But again, we take views. We always welcome views and opinions to be expressed on this network. Thank you very much. Even if I say it the wrong way, call here and I will give you the opportunity. You're going to speak your mind. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Okay then. Bye. Okay, let's go to this number here, 443 number 3356. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Fred Sharif.
Mr. Sharif.
I'm calling you from my place of work.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. You know, like other stations, the Liberian Public Radio is one of those institutions that we hold in high esteem, and we want to thank you ever so much. While it is true that we do not agree with all that you say on your platform, but at least you give us the opportunity to be able to disagree, and I think it's very important. This is the beginning of a good, democracy, not only for Africa, but for all of us. So I want to thank you so very kindly, and to all of your panelists. Mr. So, my attention is drawn to two very, very disturbing issues in Liberia. One has to do with the recent event, the unfortunate event that happened in Grand Kutma County. I think from all indication, if this government is serious, it is something now that the police director in the presence of Mr. Reverend Coleman should even be under investigation. But to see a man who gave the police the order, under whose authority the Nigerian National Police acted, and that led to the killing of our people and also the destruction of property, sitting and also presiding over the investigation, I think is a mockery to the Liberian people. And this government proves to us that indeed they don't care about the lives of innocent Liberians. And this is the reason why some of us will continue to put this government to fire. This is the reason why we will encourage others to do everything within the democratic atmosphere to make sure that this government accounts for its action. The second issue has to do with the way and manner in which the government is proceeding with this issue of the drugs thing. The first thing is to show that President Buhari and people need to understand we are running a government and not a private entity. Even in a private entity, you can wake up one morning and say, look, this is what I want everybody to do. And there are people there who can question your decision. Say, the boss man, you're not possible too much. You're not saying that we can just jump up with you. There must be a reason why. So I'm saying this to me that so for the government to undertake an initiative of let all the government ministers or those who are working take this drug test. Let us ask a sincere question and let us take away our political feelings, our political jacket, and ask the question. Like you said, what was the reason, or what is the rationale behind this particular issue? This how you call a drug test. Now, how are we as people to benefit? What is the dividends that we as a nation, as a people are going to, reap from this particular action? Because remember, whenever you undertake a project or maybe you are carrying on something as a government, there must be a reason why you are doing it. And we must also see those who are affected from it, whether it be positively or negatively. And you must also be able to explain the purpose of that particular idea. It must be well articulated by people who, are within the various, let's say, institutions of government to be able to explain. Unfortunately, to come out with something and say, yeah, let's go take justice. How can you take justice? What was the reason of taking this justice? Like I listened to somebody who brilliantly said that well is to show solidarity. Do we want to take justice and show solidarity? Or do we want an action that will be able to help our brothers and our sisters out there who are actually affected by this issue of drugs? What we want to say here is the truth.
Okay.
The United Party government on a decent amount of start playing some of the Liberian people.
Let me hold you. Okay, let me hold you right there. Let me hold you right there before I go to the next call. I want to make sure something you say, whether is I get it crystal clear. Did I hear you saying the police commissioner should be investigated?
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. Commissioner Cuomo should be investigated because those that committed the atrocity in the massacre in Grand Kutma are not private securities. No, These are people that are from the Nigerian National Police that was assigned there by Gregory Cole. So therefore, by now, we are expecting that Mr. Cole and others should now be at the Justice Ministry or whatever body
Prince.
to investigate this action. Yes, sir.
No, but I think the police, the police commissioner, they say there is investigations and we're calling professional independent groups to gather investigations. And when those investigations are concluded, they will be made public. But what I'm hearing from you, you are saying the commissioner himself should be investigated. He should be turned over to the justice. He should be turned over to the justice. He should be turned over to the justice ministry. Is that what you're saying?
Mr. So the director himself should be under investigation because it was under his command that that particular atrocity or that particular massacre was committed. It was under his command. So tell me that, Mr. So you are saying that you rationalize.
Okay, yeah, so then, okay, there's so. Okay, so tell me now, too, now, Prince, let's be sincere here. I have to talk about the past, but the history is all about the past and the present. Do you believe at any time the former police chief, Patrick Sulu, should have been turned over to the Justice Ministry to be investigated?
Mr. Sulu, you know, on this platform, I would see one of the most experienced, tolerant, and very, very professional director we have ever had in the history of policing in the Republic of Liberia was under the leadership of Honorable Sulu. He was very professional. You know the story, and I know the story. When thousands of Liberians, you know, were out there exercising their democratic franchise, even though we know that it was highly politicized because their action was geared towards crippling, you know, the legal government. But again, this may exercise a high level of professionalism.
If you go Douala, Prince, if you go Douala and come back, yeah, answer my question. Do you believe at any point in time, Commissioner Patrick Sulu should have been turned over to the Justice Ministry to be investigated for any wrongdoing on his watch as police chief?
That's what I'm saying. So you see, the thing is, let's focus on what is happening now. You know, I believe that those that were there yesterday, they took action, and if their action was contrary to the law, they would have been, you know, questioned or whatever. But let's talk about what is obtained right now.
Okay.
There was no point in time where the police director, Patrick Sulu, asked his men to go to any rally ground or protest ground or assembly ground, however you will call it, to shoot and kill innocent people. There was never a time like that. Never. We did not experience it in Liberia. So for the police director to order people to kill innocent protesters, then we want to
so now those comments. Listen. Yeah, those comments in the session that you are making, claiming here, it is not the view of the management and staff of the Liberia public, or we facilitate this type of conversation. Thank you so much.
Absolutely not. And this is the reason why we continue to say before we leave the land, thank you for giving us an opportunity, even though we know that this particular station has people that have different, political, let's say, affiliation. But again, thank you for giving us the opportunity. Giving our people the opportunity to take on the issues.
Are you? Please. Oh, Prince Sherry, you're taking a swap at your puppy the evening. That one you were talking, okay? Prince Sherry, you something. Baba. Oh my goodness. That's a problem we have in the country. Let me come to this caller here, 701. Thank you so much for being patient and tolerant. 2442. Caller, are you there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
This is about Antrocon. Again, I want to put my foot in that a bit more today. Be quiet.
Oh, you something else. Yeah, let's hear you, my man. So thank you for being forward.
Yeah, I come with a different view from on the other side.
Okay.
Between President Bouaga and former President George Weah. When we were living in make a pronouncement of 40-point-something million in the consolidated account.
Right.
Bouaga was under no pressure. He came, he said he saw 20. So on a bad draft, GSC contracted all the on Buaka. They came out with a figure. So the both of them, they owe the Liberian people. They have to restitute the money.
So
Buaka on a share.
I want
the man that he made that pronouncement on.
I want to be the debt collector to collect that money.
Yes, they have to, because nobody forced them to say what they said.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So this is the dishonesty they come with to leadership. When I said I say, don't trust the politician, they will make you pour for your own mouth. You don't believe it? The old man went and told you, where they balance the money. If you go to get what is investigation? We want it. And person, we have to bring a share of the share pronouncement you made. We need money to move that country forward. Please. The point they pay, that's all I have to say to them.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. But you agree with what Prince said?
Not everything he said. What police director have to do with the shooting? They will have to conduct an investigation. It's just that somebody said something about what he says, the last caller before Prince was saying something about that's my train of thought on him. Yeah.
Lion Tail?
Okay, about Spoon. Okay, yeah. You were saying something. We should allow Spoon to, do this and do that. That's all Spoon already took a side. Like for you, you don't take side. So how can I question, your credibility?
Right. I'm not a liberal.
Spoon already for Joseph Barker. Yeah. You think you will look at your own man and put it on the board? The answer is no. No. Everything now the shaping business, we are government, we are no more. Oh, you're the one who in the face it. You think you're facing.
No,
we the 1% minute we told you 6 months before we come outside.
What Mr. Harper, my man, what Mr. Harper said, where you going a few times? We haven't heard of him.
The man Biri, so we're talking about the old man tale. So we around. We'll come back after 6 months. Our bereavement will come.
After 6 months? Yeah, I think I saw
that. Because government is a process. We may all know right, it can't be done overnight,
And I think it's good to be quiet. I think he tries to give the grace period, the 100 days, and perhaps before we can see them to suffer. But but like when politicians too, after election, they all go on water anyway. That's another thing, and they will wait until 1 year to the election.
All that for now, we can't argue him. It's too early to make noise in the ear because the owner come with experience. So everybody looking at the rescue mission now crying for, that we are poor in 18 years. But you keep rescue the team, then you continue. Anyway, too early. I'm leaving you small. Then you put it together good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my man. Okay. The liberal.
Yes.
Your body say we should talk about the present and not about the past, because when I asked the question, should the former police chief, which you are trying the police chief over to the Ministry of Justice, and he said that is not important. But anyway, this is quite interesting though, because I'm not sure, but this sort of conversation will continue for quite a while, because people still also imaginations taking them away. People can still comprehend, overcome. It almost like the Trump Clinton. When Trump struck out, it was almost like the time I found out my father. I couldn't believe it. I didn't see it coming. Because it's like you anticipated for something so strongly, that sort of conviction. And I remember up there all night, but then the last 3-4 states, and they started going, and then reality begins to kick in. But still, people were still in denial, because he said, no, it's just not possible. This thing can't happen. The human mind is always like that. I think that is what happening with most of the folks. They didn't realize, they didn't take into serious concern that it was a race. And politics, in a game of politics, anything can happen in the dying minutes. Anything can trickle. So it is what it is. But Yeah, it's a little after 10 here now, so I think I sit in for you. Did very well, even though I have some of your folks that
You didn't call my name plenty times, sir.
I come and kick you out right now. I saw Toss here. He coming. Oh yeah, Mr. Toll is very professional. Who and he may we? Mr. Toll is very professional. We love you. Putting love sign, emojis, and all of that.
Mr. So, thank you for sitting in for me tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show, of course. We say thank you as usual.
Just your guy, before we go here, quickly, I think we're on here. I don't think you are here. Molo, what do you think is happening now? Is he being left out of the train? I think the train he left is the train left him at the station already.
Well, Molo, for me, Molo is a disappointment as far as I'm concerned, because I thought Molo would have been able to come in and help the old man to move this ball forward. But Molo, for them, for Unity Party, they consider Molo to be like a loose cannon. And this is why I went at it with top what's his name? Amos Tuet the last time. Because Amos Tuet didn't think that Molo should be part of this because he always accusing a lot of people. But with Molo, you know what you're gonna get. There's no two-way street around it. If he sees a corrupt behavior, he's going after it. Whether it's Ambassador Baka or anybody around him, family member, it doesn't matter. He will give it to you as it is.
Do you think there are reasons for which he was close up into this process? Is there any fear, apprehension?
I truly believe, Mr. So, that Molo was shut off by Uncle Sam. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe because of his way he carried out, and Uncle Sam have interest in this war crime and economic crime court. They do not want to be perceived as witch hunt, whereas Molo will make sure he drags people from Unity Party from the time they've served in Unity Party during Madam Salif time up to this point. He will bring everything out. And many of the Unity Party that are working right now, including some sedition, and will be considering those kinds of behavior as being witch hunting. And as a result, they might not be able to get support for the war crime. They might not be able to get support for the economic crime either, because many of these people that most likely would have gone after are still serving in the Senate and representative. So those that think, I think because of that, Uncle Sam most likely decided that Molo is not the best person at this time.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, sometimes if you don't have access to information, 3 months ago we were told that blockade, that file line was drawn, that Molo, he was very disrespectful to the old man, to be honest. I said that when he appeared on Spoon, when he started talking, that they didn't seek his consultation. Who you are, the president, you should seek the consultations of the president, not the president. You can share note. You can meet with the president and express your, be a dissatisfaction, but you can't go on a big public network, they do this, they don't do this. What you try to prove? So sometimes you are a hero, you die like a mean man. Let's go on the line from Pawtucket. Is Dr. Mally Jones is on the line.
I thought the show.
So I should ignore the dark call. The relationship with Jones, Dr. Jones, and myself, you can't break that. Dr. Jones.
So he's now formally known as Doctor now.
Okay, well, you see, you're behind time. Dr. Jones, go ahead.
So how can Dr. Jones they share that information with us?
Because you are not here. I should tell the people why you're not been here for the last few days.
Let's go ahead with the show, please.
Okay. You know me, I want to explore now. Dr. Jones, let's hear you before we go.
Thank you very much, and greeting to Lpr. And for your information, I just finally defended my dissertation manuscript, and a couple of family friends were invited, including Lpr-Tv. And
congratulations.
Slated for May 18, 2024.
Congratulations. Thank you, my brother. Make us proud. Congratulations.
Thank you too for your prayer and everything as well.
I hope your views now you have a PhD, your view will be commensurate to the doctorate degree now. You're no longer going to come out here and be somehow independent. Your voice now should cover the degree that you have, which is for every one of us. So you should be seeking the interest of all of us and not just a single individual anymore. But thank you. We welcome you.
Where the old man? Where are you talking?
Okay. Thank you, Lpr, for your observation. We shall respond to that in subsequent time. However, I call him to weigh in on this deliberation by Facon, the broadcast in chief. You know that from a little understanding, sometimes when you go for interview, there are so many little questions they'll be asking. But one of the main focuses is on your humility, your body language, your emotion, your perseverance, and your tolerance. Those aspects, they don't come into the interview, but people are looking at it. The one that come in the interview are the most important thing, like credential, what have you done, achievement, other things, your relationship. So your response, sometimes it can break you down, and sometimes it can lift you up. I watched Facon interview, and those 14 are conspicuously missing. I don't know whether the senator there are equipped to look at all of those things, but actually, Facon is still traveling with this emotion anyway. That's my own aspect about it. And the issue of, I think one of the panel, I think it was the CEO that said, would the corporation be available to air maybe the view of other party or third party or what have you? One thing I know about LPS, I said to be corrected, is a propaganda institution. Is there to promulgate government policy, project, vision, and deliverables. There is no way, I stand also to be corrected, that opposition will come and challenge the president and make a statement like bringing the president down for the LBS director to carry those kind of statement. I have not seen it before. Maybe I stand to be corrected. Maybe it happened before when we were not born or we were born but we forgot. Moreover, the Ministry of Information, LBS, the Director of Communication at the Executive Mansion, the Press Secretary, and all the Public Relations Department, PRO, in the various ministry, commission, and corporation. These are all propaganda arm of the government. Why? Because they own government payroll. There is no way information will come from LPRC Public Relations Department condemning the president. There is no way. It has to be positive. If it's not positive, that whole rank and file will be dismissed. So Facon is a propagandist. And so I think he's best suited to do some job in our place. But his human relationship is poor. And I just listened to his interview. He was listing all his credentials. LBS is a specialized area in in media. Media have got so many segments. I one of the specialized area there. All the things you are naming down there, I didn't see any credential from that particular area. There's a broadcasting thing. I can come from communication. I can come from public relations. I must have knowledge in broadcasting. What kind of message to sing with the people, you see? But it is political appointment. As we said, it got to pass because it is political appointment.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Dr. Marley Jones. Thank you so much for chiming in. All right, liberals, let's draw the curtain down this evening. Thank you so much. What my padan will be?
You see, you even got joined Liberia, you come to ask for pardon because
No.
you say you want me to pay you now.
Of course.
You the CEO, you're supposed to be paying me. Then you want pardon from me? Who am I?
If you're saying getting paid, you won't be coming here every night in the first place. You that the pay you get me, this is why you coming here, and this is why you beg me to sit here.
So you and Nathaniel Cry, the station manager, you're paying me. That's why I hear it never.
I should display the checks and your allowances that have been coming monthly, bi-weekly.
You look at somebody from South Africa, say, look at your beard. Somebody from South Africa. Wow.
Maybe I trouble in Becky now.
I was going to go there, but then I thought to myself, okay, see you, but thank you. Thank you very much for sitting in tonight. We appreciate it. We have this project that is going, and we have to do some public presentation tonight. We did tonight, and we'll be doing that this evening.
How did it go? I trust you.
Yeah, went well. I just have to explain the process, the roadway, how it connects to the new bridge, and who's going to be impacting the environmental impact. And we're just going to have to explain to them what it is and what we're doing.
All these bridges you've been doing, the naming there, when will you be a total bridge?
The people in Montreal, they don't want to be part of their stuff. Why would I want to force them?
You know what? You know what? You know why? Because they don't know you.
Yeah, they don't know. Mr. So, there's another thing. Come Thursday, I will be doing. There's a roundabout that is being built at the EW Junction.
Okay.
And I would go into it very deeply because not that it's completely wrong, but the type of roundabout is being built for that area is going to fail massively. It's going to fail. But I will discuss that Thursday because the roundabout, first thing, is too big. And second, they're going to make it into 3 lane. You're coming out of a 2 lane, coming into 3 lane. And when you do that, the conflict as the car cross each other, the conflict is still better than 4-way because 4-way conflict is 32. This one conflict is 8. So it's still better, but it's much more pronounced than it is with 4-way intersection. But I'll go into that.
So what possibly could have been the right one there?
Well, you still roundabout, but give them something. You're bringing two lane in, give them 2 lane out. You're bringing 2 lane from how do you call it? AB Tower, is that AB? That's AB Tower Boulevard. Give them 2 lane back in. But instead, they're coming 3 lane and forcing the people immediately after they go into AB to 1 lane. So what happened to the other lane? The guy coming in here and this guy coming in, and you want them to now to, and in Liberia, the Liberian traffic, the drivers, they don't respect traffic rules. So first thing, not that this is not possible, but the first thing you need to do is to do a massive information gathering and information dispenser to the people so that they will know what they're getting into. You have the huge intersection, which is the roundabout. And you're not going to control the way they have their island and everything. There's no speed control. It's going to be a mess. It'll be a mess, but I will get into it.
So I think now we ask our guy. I saw the video of it. Maybe I'll ask our guy to do it, to do a camera, to do a video so that to illustrate actually. But you have the video already?
I have the video. I got pictures. Carrasco pulled it up, and so I was able to copy it. I like Carrasco because he always giving me things he had no clue about. He want to boast about them most of the time, and then I get hold of it.
Sometimes he goes to Nigeria or other places and grab people's streets and just put it up. When the land blow, then he take it down. I think it's clear from what I saw the other day. I need to verify that. It seems to be that whole corridor is being cleared, right? That whole EWA that was so close.
Yes. It's being clear. And another thing, the Ralphie Highway, the part that is paved, Mr. So. Now the highway itself, they set it up to be 4-lane with let's just say 2-foot shoulder on both sides. So what they have now, they have no divider. They have nothing in between. So the whole thing is just open. So you can turn in anytime you want. It's just like I said, God lived in Liberia.
So
Jesus lived in Monrovia.
What's the danger in that?
Mr. So, in this place here, you see the traffic in the middle. They have the yellow line. They call them suicide lane, where you go in the middle to turn in. And if you're not careful, you can have a head-on collision. Similar stuff here, but there's no marking on the whole road. There's no marking to even say which lane they're splitting. It's very dangerous right now. But I'll go into that too as well.
Okay.
Mike, the other day, Mike Dunn did a wonderful job. Went out, did a lot of video for me, did a lot of pictures that I'm going to be showing. All of next week, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, but we need to. You're not just going to be the talker. We need to have asset and ask you questions. You don't just going to come and explain, and we're just going to buy into it. So
I will not even bring you on. I'm going on the other side where you will not have opportunity to even smell it. You see you for you're not even paying me. Then I will come here and can't listen to you. I don't want to talk to you. I will go on the other software you bought for us. That's what I will use.
I'm gonna lock it immediately after the show. I will locking it up. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening. So, what are you having tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think I'm not too sure what your schedule look like, but I might not be able to come on again because I'm doing another presentation unless Terry or any of the panelists can come on earlier, and then after my presentation, I can join them. But other than that, we might not be, because I don't know what your schedule look like. Other than that, we might not have a show tomorrow. But Wednesday, I'm going to have Mr. Willen Yanu, who is also with the Grangidian diaspora Grangidians that are opposing. Hold on, Mr. So, that are opposing the nomination for superintendent of former Representative Cheshire Grant, and we'll have that discussion as well.
Is that seeing Yano and your Liberty Party people are seeing Yano?
Yeah.
Where your party is? You don't go face your party that
your party doing good. Liberty Party is in the lead.
You leave our country and none of your business. You're not in Liberia. You're not paying taxes, so stay out of it. Okay, the Liberal Progressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, that does it this evening. So I want to thank you so much for sharing your evenings, your mornings, and afternoon, depending on your locations. I'm Alfonso Z, and so sitting in here for the Liberal Progressive. If need be, we'll see how the schedule looks like tomorrow. We are obliged and obligation to always keep you informed of what is happening. So we enjoy having conversation with you for the most part. We learn from you a lot. Your tweets, your comments, your interactions, and those that even call in, all of these are beneficiary to this network. And based on those things, we try to improve and do it much better than we are doing. Also, to want to thank you so much. Let's keep our country in prayer, and for the good of the country, let us all play our part honestly, regardless of our own political affiliation, but we must put the interests of the country first. That is more or less important. We must respect the views of others, their opinion, even when we disagree with them. We should respect that. You know, there's something I learned quite recently in some sort of training, and that was very much important. But time is off. We're going to have a little conversation on that. But until we can accommodate the voices that we found to be so extreme that we disagree with, we'll do better. Because when we listen to them, it gives us a chance to see possibly if we can convince them, or we can sit there with them to have a safer conversation and point out where they are going wrong or where we are going wrong. So we can't be judgmental. We can't shut things down the throat of people. Oh, he or she from this other side of the world, so I'm not taking anything from them. Or we just render those sort of judgments. I think that is unfair. We are talking about Liberia, and in the process of talking about Liberia, some resentment will kick in. People will have their own strong views and convictions about how they see things and how they feel. But it takes a presence of tolerance, patience, and I have the convincing power to settle the score. So let's all be able to accommodate voices in as much. Some of the voices can sound like Jorobo, but Jorobo, let's close our eye, tie our face, drink it, and then we'll get better. You can't, it becomes most dangerous when you sanction those people, when you allow, when you do not want to allow them to speak. The outburst is terrifying, it's terrible. So for here, as long as they are not insulting, they speak in their mind. That's their free mind. We'll listen to them and ask them questions, and you can look between the lines. Until then, thank you so much to all of you for being here, and always your support by just tuning in, your comments, your tweets. It all helps to get us to do what we are doing. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant evening. By God's willing, same time, same station. Tomorrow we'll be here with another edition of Lpr-Tv Live with the analysts. Let's take this quick one before we leave. Well, the Bible District Association in the Americas, Development Association in America, will be having their inaugural program right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island this weekend, 15, 16, 17. It's going to be a carnival. It's going to be a huge one. President-elect Mr. Alvin Tobawiet and members of his team will be inducted officially as leaders for the next, I believe, 2 years approximately, as leaders of the Bobby District Development Association from Lower Nima County, Republic of Liberia. So if you are within the New England belt, folks, get ready. Join us, and trust me, you know, the water is going good now. We're going to be right here to get it going. Until then, have a pleasant evening, and please leave your comments, your suggestion as to how we can enhance quality broadcasting conversation. If there's anything that we are doing that is not right, please feel free to write or send us a message in our LIB Messenger. The number is 6, and the LPR hotline 682-433-8802. The number is also available via WhatsApp. Your comments, your suggestions is always welcome. And to all the ladies, those who wants to be a contributor, analyst on this network, you can also reach us as well, regardless of your political affiliation. Have a pleasant evening, and bye-bye.
Ewa na ewa, donne manuna ye. Ewa na ewa, donne manuna ye. Na ewa, donne manuna ye. Ewa na ewa, donne. Thank you. Ewa,